And see, as you can see, like, if your last name begins with N through Z, you skip the whole line and you go all the way to the front. When ironically enough, they're not using paper lists, they're using computer-based systems where they simply look up your name in the computer. But somehow, apparently in South Carolina, we have fewer people that have last names that begin with N through Z than A through M. And somehow that's being used as a way to give preferential treatment to them when it's unnecessary. You can see the line. These are all people whose last name begins with A through M, all the way to the front of the line. I mean, I've said this before, but it's really ridiculous. They're not looking them up in lists on a table. They're not looking them up in a book. They're simply punching they're people sitting at a desk punching names into a computer. But yet all these people are stuck staying in line because their name doesn't begin with something later than the letter M in the alphabet. And we are at College Park Middle School. And as you can see, that's a poll worker right there looking for people with last names N through Z. That seems to be a common thread today, that if your last name begins later in the alphabet...
Voters, last names N through Z, come on up.
And if you're not N through Z, you get stuck in line. Video the vote. So how's your election experience been so far?
It's been okay. I haven't been here too long, probably about probably 30 minutes. But we were in the back of this line over here. I don't know if you can see it. It's like all the way back there. But because my last name is between N and Z in the Stratford District 4, they moved us to this line. But they cut us off. There's not that many people. They cut us off. And so now we've only been waiting here, but I know people who are in like the same position as us, like over there, have been waiting for 4 hours.
How has your voting experience gone so far? What are some things that have been good about it and some things you think maybe improved to make the process smoother?
I think they chose a poor time to start the computer system on a big election like today and have only 2 computers with 2 lines. One line is short and one line is really long, so what's the purpose of the line? What difference does it matter whether your name starts with A or an N or Z or T or whatever? It shouldn't matter, because the computer is a computer and it will punch out the people's names. So why did they get to go through and everybody else is out here for 3 hours? That makes no sense. No sense at all.
How is the voting process for you today, and what's worked, what hasn't worked, what do you think could be improved to make the process smoother?
The voting process today sucks because they have 7 voting booths and only 2 verification computers hooked up on one server through the whole county, and I've been in line for an hour and a half and I've moved 100 feet. And you can see that there's not people leaving the building very often at all. The old method on the paper verification with people doing it went rather quickly. So they must want to stay here till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I hope the votes count after midnight because they're going to be here a long time. They screwed the pooch on this one.
How long have you been standing in line here today?
About, let's say, close to 3 hours now.
3 hours. And what do you think of the voting process? What do you think works well, and what do you think maybe could be improved to make the process smoother?
Be improved?
Yeah, how do you think it could be improved?
They should have portable voting booths right here. Out here somewhere. So they only have 6 machines out here. They should have more machines. Or make it easier to have people vote from online at home.
Online voting?
Yeah.
I've heard that from a couple different people. Is there anything else you'd like to say about the voting process?
Well, I ain't gonna complain too much because I was back there.
How's the voting process today been for you, and how do you think it could be improved maybe to make it a little smoother and more effective?
It's been long. Improvement can be more machines, or if they have them working.
How long have you been in line?
About 3 hours.
Wow. And as you can see, the line goes forever, all the way around the corner. How long have you been in line?
An hour and a half.
Hour and a half, and as you can see, the line Yeah, you're probably halfway, right?
Probably. That's what they say. They say 3 hours.
3 hours. We've been hearing that from a lot of people. What do you think has been working in this process today, and what has not been working? What do you think could be changed to make it a better process?
Well, one good thing is they're walking the line and taking people out that can get in a different line, making sure people are in the right lines, which is helpful. I wish we could vote online, personally.
We've heard that from a number of people. Online voting.
I don't know what else is working because I haven't got inside yet, but I think having the people out here, getting people in the right lines is making a big difference.
Okay.
I think with the long waits and a lot of people are losing a lot of money, I think Election Day should be a national holiday. That would help a lot. I really do.
How long have you been standing here?
Since 9:30 this morning, and it's approximately...
It is
10 to 1.
12:45.
Yes, 9:30.
So what do you think of the process, and what changes would you maybe make to make it better?
I love the process. I would like to make it simpler and easier for people to get out and vote, because what you're going to have is apathy. People aren't going to stand in line for 5 hours to vote. And when they keep changing the rules, letting people come in after we've been standing here for 4 hours and just walk up and vote, that's a little frustrating. So I'm not happy.
Is there anything else
I would like more voting machines. I would like more machines.
More machines. Okay.
Yes, more streamlined. Where's the high tech? We spend money on all this other stuff. Let's spend money on this.
So how long have you been here today?
3 hours.
3 hours. That seems like a common number for everybody.
Yeah.
And what do you think of the election process, like the voting process, and what do you think maybe could be improved or changed?
Really slow. Needs to definitely speed up a little bit.
Now, I'm guessing you're someone that has a last name that begins with A through M, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw the N through Z's are already inside the door.
And for some reason, that would make sense if maybe they're a paper list, but it's a computer-based system where they simply type the names in.
Right.
I think it's unfair that we're being chastised because at the beginning of our name, what our name is to how fast we can or cannot vote. Those with the names A through M are in line for 4+ hours, while those with the letters, what is it, N through Z, are going to the head of the line, been behind us in line, go to the front line and vote in 10 minutes. So that's wrong. It's going to make people not want to vote when we have to stand out here just because of the way our last name begins.
And how long have you been standing out here?
We've been here since about 11:15 this morning.
It's 11:15.
And it's now 1 o'clock now.
And as you can see, it's 1:10 right now.
And we're about halfway through the line. Yes.
I can't even see how far the line goes.
That's right.
Any of the rest of you guys want to comment on that, or do you agree with that? Or?
It's ditto. Same thing.
See, we all pretty much agree it's not fair
And they
that our
seem to
name makes
not
us have
have
to
too
sit.
many machines in there either for the amount of people.
Okay. Anything else you want to say before I sign off here?
Thanks for listening to us.
Okay. Okay. So, what do you think about today's voting process? What's going on?
I think that if they knew this many people were registered for this district, then they should have put more machines or used paper ballots, because this is ridiculous standing here over 3 hours and not even to the door yet.
And as you can see, the line hasn't gotten any smaller. It's still all the way around. And I would really hate to be that lady telling people to go to the front of the line.
And I think
or be a
whoever
person
makes
going to
that
the front of the
decision needs to be voted out of office, because they obviously don't have the sense to know what's going on.
line. Okay, and like, what do you think about the process today? What do you think maybe could be changed to make it smoother?
Well, one of the things they need to do, they needed to get more of the computers. I don't understand why they only got 2. And then they have this other thing where they divided it between A through M and N through Z. And A through M, we've been standing here for like almost 3 hours. The N through Z, they're in and out in 15 minutes. So they need to do something to be able to take more people, because that's just ridiculous. Whoever came up with that idea. So.
It is 127 November 4th, Election Day 2008. And as you can see, the lines are still massive, going all the way over there, and they continue. The poll workers continue to come to the backs of the lines and go through the lines and look for people that have last names A through N. People are A through M, and we're keeping them here, but then N through Z, they get to send them to the front of the line, back over here, and people are getting extremely frustrated, as you can see in the videos of the interviews that I've done, feeling discriminated against because simply their name is later in the alphabet. Seems really strange considering they're, like I said, they're not using paper lists. They're looking at people up on the computer and just finding them that way. So the need, you think that at this point they would change the process